I don't think anybody will be surprised. I'm not bothered by this. I think they need to yell more at kids. And so you played for Coach K. I can't believe this bothers you in any way.
No, it doesn't bother me at all. But it doesn't bother me now as the man. Obviously, when you're going through it, you don't understand it. Like, my mother probably doesn't like Coach K to this day, but
really,
because of the way, like, sometimes she didn't agree with the way he talked to me and yelled at me. But now, as a man, you sit back and you start understanding yourself more. And the greats, and I consider Izzo a great as well as Coach K is, they understand how to motivate kids and talk and try to communicate with them and try to help them grow and be men and teach them different life skills, because that's what basketball is basically all about. And he saw some things in me that I needed to change, and he needed to motivate me in a way that would help me be able to play at the next level. And I appreciate everything. I even appreciate him more now than I did then.
I think you hit it on the head. I think while you're going through it, because I got ripped by Laugh several times at UCLA, I was down on myself, but at the same time, growing up, understanding it. And I think you made a great point with, like, I think overall in life, not just sports, we need to be able to yell at kids and really get control back of them, because, kids these days are off the chain. But in this situation, it's not like he gave up on them. At this time, it's just like equivalent to playoff time in the NBA. Like, you can't have mental mistakes. Effort is something you can never lack. That you can always control your effort. You can't control makes, you can't control a lot of things, but effort's something you can control. He got on him. He didn't give up on him. He still played him. And then, like Coach said, he made some good plays down the stretch. So I see nothing wrong with this at all. I think this is much to do with
Here's what I think might be interesting. Both of you guys are parents now, and I think your kids are athletes. And then, Dante, you made the point about your mother. Like, man, so just as parents, and again, your kids play basketball. You guys are basketball experts. How much leeway are you going to give a coach who may not know as much as you that's being this kind of forceful with your kids? As
a parent now and as an ex-basketball player, you got to understand, you have to care about a kid that much more to give him that much energy. You understand? If he doesn't care about you and your progression, he's not saying nothing to you, he don't really care about you.
If they're yelling, they're caring.
So if they're yelling, that's the way they're showing they're caring. They need you to learn something, and it's about the communication. It's about you seeing past how it's coming at you and disseminating the information and learning and not worrying about being in that moment.
But I'm sure y'all see some bad coaches.
Oh yeah, no.
At that level,
I think as long
at
as
any level, though,
as long as he's telling them the right things and not putting his hand on them, you got to respect that. Like I said, you're giving them the right information. Kids need that. I definitely think this, and you have to understand that this is the last time that kids of this caliber are going to be able to get yelled at, because the next level you can't yell at no one, you can't even look at no one sideways. You're going to get fired in the NBA. You know what I mean? So this is the last chance that coaches really have to kind of mold players before they get to the next level. But as a father and someone that has two twins that play consistently, as long as the coach is relaying a positive and meaningful message and giving them the right information, I have no problem yelling at them.
I heard you say, though, Matt, don't you coach your own kids?
Yeah. Yes.
Is that because it's your passion, or is there a lack of trust, maybe?
It's my passion, and it's something I enjoy to do. I retired early just to be around my kids more and coach them more, so it's something that I really enjoy doing. But at the same time, I'm not a yelling coach. I'm someone understanding that, Magic Johnson said a long time ago, you can't talk to everybody the same as a leader.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So my kids are 10 years old, my team is 9 and 10, so I get down on one knee, I'll pull them to the side, because to keep it real, at that age, not too many people respond well to being yelled at in life in general. You know what I mean? So I'm just figuring, I was someone I didn't really care, but I saw some guys really go into a show when they were yelled at. So, when I coach my little kids, I get down on my knee, pull them to the side, and try not to embarrass them and just try to correct the problem.
I'll let you guys answer this, because I don't know. Should Ja perhaps be the #1 pick just based on talent and what he would mean to the NBA in terms of play?
I think any other year but this year, yes. I think if there was no Zion in this draft and it was either him or what's the other boy from Duke, RJ Barrett, I can see some teams taking a chance, because he is a point guard that, like his father said, does absolutely everything out there. He's a dog. He's got a Westbrook mentality. He's really exciting and fun to watch. So I think if it wasn't a Zion year, I just read some on the way here that there's a Zion cam now. If it wasn't the year of Zion, he could possibly go #1.
He's in the top 3 of the biggest talents we have in college basketball right now. There's no doubt about that. I think it's Zion, him, and then RJ Barrett. However, Zion is box office, big box office right now. And if you're an NBA franchise, you have to sell tickets as well. Zion has his own camera for NCAA. Like, he's the first person to have a camera following only him.
But not getting any money off it.
Right.
True story. Exploitation.
True story.
Pay
But
these kids.
he's going to be center stage for any NBA franchise. There's a situation where he possibly could go number one if Phoenix has the number one pick and they need a point guard. But I don't see it because I see them possibly drafting Zion and then trying to leverage them to somebody else right behind him. But Zion is the number one pick in most people's minds. Ja is number two. I think R.J. Barrett is number three.
Zion is the next chosen one. You know what I mean? So I think regardless of what team happens, I think he'll be the number one pick.
Matt compares Ja to Westbrook. Is he more Derrick Rose?
I didn't compare. I just meant his mentality. Like, he looks like he's a dog when he's out there playing. That's what I meant by that.
I think he's influenced by all the good point guards. Right now, you see a little bit of him in him. Like, you see the shooting touch of a little bit of Steph. He passes the ball very well. He's an athlete. I think that's where the Derrick Rose and the Westbrook come. But he's under control, and he's making plays. Like, he's his own entity. We can compare him to people, but I think he's one guy that's going to be his own entity when he comes in the league and be himself and be worried about being the best player that he can be. Because even Zion, you try to compare him to other people, you can't. He's Zion. He's a different force.
Let's remove the marketing and the Zion cam and all the box office. Who's going to be the better NBA player?
I think Zion will.
I think Zion.
I think Zion is a rare breed from his size and strength and athleticism, and he's someone that can bully, but his game doesn't depend on being a bully. He's very crafty around the rim, soft touch, and you got to think for the next 10 to 15 years, his only job is to learn how to shoot. This kid's very talented too, but I think overall, and then you can't even forget R.J. Barrett. You know, we were talking about this before. He's a very talented. Those three players, I think, are going to be like a Carmelo, LeBron, D-Wade type when we look at it in 10 years possibly.
Who's going to be Melo? Someone identify him first so we can avoid him in the draft.
Zion doesn't need the ball in his hands. Zion doesn't need the ball in his hands to be successful. He does a whole bunch of things without the ball. So he has a better chance of playing on a more variety of teams. Ja needs the ball. He's more skilled than Zion right now, but Zion has a bigger ceiling. Like, they'll both grow and get better over time, but Zion's playing on basically his temperament, his love for the game, his athleticism. His skills are going to come and move him further and further up the chain. But he brings so much life and he can do so many things off the ball that he can help your team win right now.